thinking back as we speak right now of the last project we actually did on a pod. Um, what was it?
Last one we did. It's been a while.
Actually, you know what? I know what it was. I know what it was. It was
What
the
was?
Expendables, which it hasn't been posted yet. I'm
Oh
still,
yes, correct. Correction.
I'm
Yes.
still, I'm still working with that. But if we're talking about the last official one that was actually posted was probably Secret Wars.
Nah.
It was Secret Wars. That was the last
It
one.
was secret.
It was Secret Wars. And as we come full circle, we
Wow.
are getting the sequel. Literally, the very next part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, well, transitioning from Secret Wars, where we get our first look at the space station of Saber as we transition into the Marvels.
Damn.
And that is the topic of discussion today, the Marvels.
The Marvels.
Now, I've heard it has bombed in the box office. Like, for the budget, it took over $200 million to make, and at the box office it only made 161.3 million. But if we're being honest with each other, I enjoyed the movie.
I agree with you, dude. I actually liked it. It was better than the first one.
Do we really want to make that a sequel to Captain Marvel? Is that a sequel, or is it like its own standalone movie? Because
It's a sequel.
It's
but
not. It doesn't say.
It feels like a standalone movie, right? Like
the
it was
title,
more like a
like,
team up.
yeah, in the title, it's like the first movie is Captain Marvel. I don't know what the underlying part of Captain Marvel was in that movie, but I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, by the way, correction. It wasn't Secret Wars. It was Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, it was just called Captain Marvel. It wasn't called anything else. So now this movie is called The Marvels, as in, like, I can understand if it was if we was to call it Captain Marvel, and then underneath it'll say with the Marvels. I feel like that would have probably been a little bit more appropriate if we was to call it an actual sequel to the Captain Marvel movie, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just call it its own standalone movie. And like I said, I truly enjoyed it.
I did too. I agree with you. I feel like it's its own standalone movie. I mean, I don't think it could be considered Captain Marvel 2. I mean, yeah, it is a continuation from the first one, but it felt like it was his own movie.
So in this movie, I felt like it just gave everything came full circle as far as like every single character's involvement in the movie was significant. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's take it at face value here, where Kamala Khan, obviously her involvement in it, she gets a bangle from her ancestor, where it has magical powers, where Darbin, the new Kree leader, she discovers the Bengal in outer space, the other Bengal, and then boom, there's the connection right there between Darban and Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and then of course Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Her connection to the whole movie was the fact that she's destroyed the central intelligence of the Kree, which leads to the Kree end up being homeless, and the fact that they end up hating Captain Marvel. And of course, last but not least, we have Miss Dr. Rambo, where damn, what is the significance of Monica Rambeau?
She has some unfinished business with Captain Marvel. With the whole, her mom passing away with the sickness and stuff. So it's like, how do I say this?
She's really the odd one out as far as like the connection between the three, because like I told you, everybody is connected to Darbin in between Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, but Monica Rambeau is just like there.
Their powers are similar though. Monica's power is able to absorb energy and then manipulate it and throw it back. You know what I mean? Like to be able to double the force of the energy that she's absorbing. Captain Marvel creates energy, and then Miss Marvel can manipulate energy out of nothing, which is pretty cool if you think about it. That's through the mega bands, they call it, the Kree bands, which is a pretty wild idea. He makes nothing out of something. That's wild.
Quantum bands. They call it
quantum bands. Yeah, quantum. Yes, correction.
Quantum bands. So yeah, okay. If we think of it that way, yeah. So we start this movie off where we get our first look at Saber, the space station that Nick Fury was staying at all this time. Like in the last several movies, we've always wondered where Nick Fury was, and then obviously he comes down for the secret invasion, but we really don't get a good look of what's going on up there. Like, yeah, maybe we had like a couple little cameos of him stretching and dancing and stuff like that, but outside of that, we really didn't get the opportunity to see it. We finally get to see it, like the staff, get to know some of the characters up on the space station and what they're actually doing up there. But they investigate an anomaly. Captain Marvel does, and I want to call her Dr. Rambeau. Was that confirmed that was going to be her alias superhero name?
Not really. They didn't really settle with a name. In the comics, with the suit that she's wearing, it's Photon, I believe. That was her name in the comics.
Okay, well, I'm just
that Monica was the original Captain Marvel first before Danvers was.
Okay, so give me a little bit of a backstory with that, because I did not know that. You're the comic book guy. I'm just the Marvel Cinematic Universe guy. I just take it what I see on screen, and then obviously the popular superhero stuff. I know a little something, but this is a little bit deeper than that.
So like Monica Rambeau was the original Captain Marvel. I believe she started in the 80s. And then she went through 3 different names. You had Photon. You had another name I can't remember the time. And then she was Captain Marvel, and then she passed the name down to Danvers. It's a pretty wild story though. I mean, like how'd I say? She's actually technically, we want to be like precise about it. She's the original Captain Marvel, so you can kind of see why she's included in the Marvels. She also has a family tie with Danvers. That's her mom's best friend, which she calls Auntie.
Okay, so so a little bit of a backstory with Monica Rambeau as we go back to the WandaVision thing, where I believe it was Wanda, Scarlet Witch. She created this reality world of a reality TV show, and somehow Monica was able to infiltrate, and Scarlet Witch basically, I don't know what she does to her, but she ends up getting powers from being pushed out of this reality world. You wanna clarify that up for me?
Yeah, so Monica ends up walking through the hex, remember? She walks through the barriers of the hex, and because she walked through the barriers, it altered her DNA, which gave her superpowers, which is pretty wild if you think about it. So she got her powers through Scarlet Witch, and her powers came through the Soul Stone, I believe it was.
Mm.
So it's like it's all connected, you know what I mean? Like their powers were granted through the Infinity Stone, so that's pretty wild. So she went through a barrier of energy, in which her powers is to absorb energy and then manipulate it and be able to counteract it or throw it back or use it or save it.
Okay. I definitely need that clarification. So we just a little family tie thing here. Obviously, Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau's mother, she was a pilot too.
Mm-hmm.
Carol and Monica's mom Maria were really close, and that's how they ended up being aunt and niece together. So we fast forward in time from the Marvel movie, Captain Marvel movie. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And in that movie, how old was Monica in the movie? She had to have been like what, 10, maybe 11, something like that. And then
Yeah,
we
like a
fast
preteen.
forward to now. We fast forward to now where she's an adult and she's working for Shield, and it's like I'm thinking to myself, wow, like they literally haven't seen each other since she was like a little child. Like
It's wild though.
yeah, right. That's a wild, like, talk about, damn, like, for real. Like, it's been that freaking long since you looked at her for real. So, like, obviously that whole reunion was a little bit interesting, but would you think about their chemistry, Monica and Carol Danvers and Miss Marvel on
I
screen,
liked it a
all three
lot.
at the same
I did like
time?
the drama that came. They came with it because I mean, like going back to what you said, you had Monica, who was a child, probably like 11 or 12, preteen. Captain Marvel promised her that she would come back and she would protect them and watch over them. Then she leaves. We talk about the 90s, dog. She leaves to go help find the Kree, not the Kree, the Skrull, a planet, which she fails to find them a home. Same thing with Nick Fury, which caused Secret Invasion. Then you got Captain Marvel destroying the Kree army, creates an apocalypse for their planet. They're not able to sustain it. And then you got 20 years later, Monica's mom is dying of cancer. Well, I don't think they say that, but like she dies of a sickness. I'm assuming it's cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Maria's dying. And then on top of that takes place during Infinity Wars. She gets snapped. 5 years later comes by. The Avengers save the people that were snapped, or the blip as they call it. She comes back. Her mom is gone. Within that time period, you got Captain Marvel promised Maria, her mother, that she would look over Monica, and she didn't keep her promise. Well, it's like, that's wild, yo. So I can see the tension in there. She's like, I wanna ask her why she didn't come home, but she doesn't want to be in the same presence as her. So like it's
Right.
unresolved issue. So that was pretty wild. I did like their chemistry. Like you can see like they have like a really strong bond with each other. You know what I mean? They family. So I dig it. Plus I like the cringiness that Ms. Marvel was bringing to the movie too. Like the whole fangirl thing was hilarious.
It's Miss Marvel. That was the whole only cringy thing for me. Like, hey, let's hug. Let's that sucks. Like, y'all are related. Wow, that's so cool. Hey, I'm Miss Marvel. Hey, nice to meet you, Captain Marvel. What did she call her? Do you want to be twinsies? Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said twinsies. It's like that's cringy as shit, bro. Yo, like, could you imagine being Captain Marvel and then getting like teleported to Miss Marvel's room, and then all you see is pictures of yourself, like cartoons, posters, and you're like, where the hell am I? You're in some fangirl's room. Yo, that's wild.
Yeah, like so let's get into that. So Darban, she like rips in between time and space with the quantum band, and she's stealing resources from other planets to provide for the Kree planet. And Carol with Captain Marvel and Monica, they basically touch a rip at the same time, and they're able to teleport between Monica, Carol, and Kamala, all in places they previous were, between the three.
Yeah,
when
correct.
they use their powers. So that was an interesting little thing how they ended up doing that, especially with Kamala's house, where they ended up having like two Kree soldiers literally fighting Kamala's family in the middle of the living room, and mind you, don't the Kree have like a super strength? Like I feel like they would have annihilated all of them at the same time. But it was just that was probably the probably the best scene throughout the whole movie. How they were fighting in like 3 different areas of the movie.
Oh yeah, I did like that how they manipulated their powers. So if one used their power, the other one got teleported to the last location. The other one got teleported from that. I did like that. That was pretty wild. But I agree with you. I think the Kree army would have smoked them because they're teleporting. Like each one's getting teleported, not knowing where they're going, and then just kind of like, oh, where am I? And then all of a sudden, someone's trying to kill you, and then you get teleported again, and just like, what the heck is going on? Where am I at? Where am I doing? Why am I here? That joint was wild though. But like, let's talk about like the whole premise of the movie was that the Miss Marvel was using the bands because she was thinking of Captain Marvel, and the energy of the bands is the same energy that Dar-Ben was using to create a portal to steal resource from another planet to bring back to the Kree planet. And then you had Monica and you had Captain Marvel touching the energy that was creating the teleportation. Like, why do you, like, I don't know, maybe just me, maybe like you don't touch something you don't understand, bro. Like, you just don't do that. Like, like what makes you do that? Like, that's so wild. Like, hey, like it's like, this is glowing. I want to touch it. And then you just touch it. It's just like, what the heck? Why would you do that? And Samuel Jackson's like, why did you touch it? It was shiny. I just wanted to see what it did. Like,
it was glowing. It was glowing. He said, okay, new rule. Don't touch shit.
Like, don't touch it. Like, you would think that's like the first thing you will learn. Like, it's common sense. Why would you touch it? They're both like, ooh, it's shining. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, you know what's funny? Because like that used to drive me nuts when I just be walking down the street and then like somebody would just get finished painting something and they would leave a sign says, "Don't touch wet paint." Why every motherfucker want to touch it? That's true. Like, see, what's wrong with you people?
It's the curiosity that gets you. It's like, why can't I touch it? Like, what? Like, what? But you know what's wild though? How they did the teleportation thing, because you have Monica in space and like fixing a space station, the Saber space station. Miss Marvel gets transferred. Kamala gets transferred in Monica's place, and Monica transfers to where Danvers is transferred out. You think about it, like if it was the other way around, both of them probably would have been dead. Miss Marvel would have died because she can't breathe in space, and
mm-hmm.
and then Monica would have been in the Kree ship, and not knowing that she was going to be attacked by the Kree army, and then Brie Larson just hanging out in space in a spacesuit. Like you see how lucky that is.
So Monica,
the
she
plot
was
armor
in a.
Is what I'm calling it out for. Like the plot armor. If you think about it, they got switched in the beginning of the movie. If Miss Marvel switched with Monica, I mean not with Monica, with Captain Marvel, she would be stuck in space. Do you think she would have survived? Because she can't breathe in space. Sorry, correction.
Was she not? Was she? She wasn't in space. I think she was in the ship at that time, right?
No, she switched place with Monica. Remember, Monica was on a spacesuit, and then Monica transferred where Miss Marvel was at, which was on that planet they found the bangles at.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it's lucky that Monica could breathe in space because her powers allow it. Which is, I'm saying, it's just like, if you think about it, if roles were reversed, the movie would have ended. Right. 2 out of the 3 people would have died, but it's just the plot armor that saves them. It's kind of, you think about it, like, what if it was the other way around, though? Miss Marvel would have died, and then Monica would have died.
So how would you rate this plot? Because I felt like the plot for this movie was amazing, and it goes to show, because I believe we had this conversation in the past, as far as when it comes down to Marvel movies, there's really no right and there's no wrong, because everybody has what they believe in. You know what I mean? So let me give you an example. Like, let's take, this is why I love the first Black Panther. Like, we talked about this multiple times.
It's a great fucking movie, dude.
Not number 2. Not number
No, no,
two.
no, no. You talk about the first one. The first one is
I was about to say, you was like, it's a
no.
great freaking
Oh,
movie.
the second one was a great movie though.
Okay, I'm gonna
But
pretend
it's
you
not
just
better than no. Nothing beats the first Black Panther. I never said that. Like, let's get that. Let's get that straight. Nothing beats the first Black Panther, bro. It was a long time coming, and they did it. I don't think nobody could top it, bro. Like, it was perfect.
Now that there's another female-led role movie out since Black Panther 2, I'm gonna say that is probably the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen in my life. And now you can't call me sexist now because I like the Marvels.
True. I did like this movie. I did like it because there was consequences for the action because it was like stuff you did in the past that affects your future. You know what I mean? Like there was consequences. Brie Larson destroyed the Kree army. They came back after her. Monica.
So can you let's talk about that for a second. Captain Marvel, she destroys the Kree intelligence, and she literally wipes out their sun. So they basically have like no sun. So they're basically living in the cold with no living resources on their planet. Can you blame the Kree for feeling the way that they feel? Because at the end of the day, like everybody has innocence in their species. They're just basically part of the damages, if we're being honest. Excuse me. They're what's the word?
What are you trying to say? It's casualty?
They're casualties. Thank you. I couldn't think casualties. Yeah, they're just casualties because at the end of the day, like the Kree basically kidnapped Carol, Captain Marvel, and brought them to their planet to train them, brainwashed her to figure out they wanted the what's the stone called? The blue one?
Oh, the space stone.
They wanted the space
stone.
Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
The Tesseract.
She touched the Tesseract. Yep.
They just wanted the Tesseract. But they brainwashed Carol, and Carol obviously felt some type of way about that. We're going to wipe this out. And
I mean, I don't blame her. They lied to her.
I don't blame her, but like you get mad like those couple of people and like getting caught it a day, like you can, I don't know.
They made her a weapon, and then she realized what happened after she woke up from amnesia, and she was like, yo, like, I'm not even a Creed. I'm a human. And my powers didn't even come from you guys. It came from the Space Stone, the Tesseract. And then you lied to me, and then you used me to conquer other planets. Because remember, with the whole concept of the movie was that their people weren't going to survive in that home planet for a long time. Their son was dying.
Yep.
And then they had a war with the Skrulls. They always been like at a war with each other, and then they were trying to squash their beef. But that's where the Kree took it to the extreme because, well, she did destroy the Central Intelligence, which is like basically like the dictator of their planet, which caused them to lose their resource, and the sun is actually dying. They have nowhere to go. She promised the Skrull to find them a home, but she doesn't end up doing it. But the Kree sees it as like, why are you helping the Skrulls? You're helping the enemy, but you're not helping us. So that's what causes Dar-Ben to be like, well, if she isn't going to help us, I'm going to help my people, which causes her to find the bangle.
Do you blame her?
I can't blame her, bro. Like, I mean, she loved her people. I mean, she wanted the people to survive. I mean, I could relate to it, but I couldn't relate to it too much. But I just felt like, like Captain Marvel, no, maybe it's just me. I felt Captain Marvel was the bad guy the entire movie, though. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Danvers was a villain. Like, think about it.
That's why I just love the Marvel movies. How you really can't. There's not really a good guy and a bad guy. And then taking it back to the Black Panther movie, Killmonger, he wanted to empower Black folks around the world with guns because of the fact of social injustice.
He wanted to bring vibranium to his people.
Yep. To his people, considering the fact he was from Compton, California. Like they're still in poverty up there, excuse me. And obviously T'Challa, he was just like, nah, we want to keep Wakanda safe. We want to be a secret to the world. So you can understand both sides of the story, but you really don't know until you actually experience it, which is why at the end of the movie, T'Challa came around and was like, you know what? We're going to try to do something in the United States. We're going to bring Wakanda public, and we're going to try to help people with our technology. Another example. I don't know. We never had this discussion as far as where you sit with the whole Thanos logic of snapping away half of life, but in a way, you got to think about it. You snap away half of life, the other half can live. But I understand the aspect of nobody should have the say so of who lives and who dies. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. Like, it's crazy when you think about the psychology into that with the Thanos, the whole Thanos thing, because that's a whole nother level, bro. Like, his people were dying, and his only answer was to eliminate half of all life on his own planet, good or bad, rich or poor, healthier or sicker, like genocide.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the movie, they didn't tell you why he did that. They just called him mad for doing it. But because he foresaw that future and they didn't listen to him, his people died, which caused Titan to die. And that gets tied in the Celestials. I mean, the Eternals. The Celestials were conquering planets to devour them to born new celestial gods, which is a whole wild thing. You think about it. If you really think about it, when it's tied into everything, does that make you right? Does it justify saving your people in order for a god not to be born? Like, it's wild. You think about it.
Yep.
So it kind of makes you sympathize with the villain. It's like, what? Like, what? That's crazy.
Yes. So these Marvel movies are definitely, they get you to think, like, you can't think inside the box. You got to think it from a wider perspective. And when it's time to do the Loki thing, which we're going to prove that one pretty soon, like, it's going to be even more deeper as far as, like, you can't be narrow-minded when it comes to these movies. Now,
you can't.
I will say, due to the fact we're, like, in movie number 32? Is it movie 32?
Is that many?
I believe it's been that many.
We're just considering the movies. We're not considering the TV shows, right? It's been that many?
I want to say, yeah. Yeah, I want to say, yeah. It's 33. Movie 33.
Wow. Damn, dude. We just keep going, bro. I think we're going to do this till we're 80.
Yeah, this is movie number 33, bro. Like, for real. Like, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a little bit difficult for people to watch these movies moving forward, because if you're a late bloomer to Marvel, how can you catch up? We're talking about, this is movie number 33. You literally have to watch 32 movies.
Plus
32 movies.
6 series.
Plus 6 series.
And
6
more.
series. Yes, and more to come. So let's think about it like this. All right, so when did Iron Man come out? 2006?
Nah, 2008.
Fact check
that. It had to be 2008, bro. I remember it as if it was yesterday.
2008. You're right. Probably one of the most underrated movies ever. Right? Because obviously it was just after 9/11. Tony Stark had weapons, doing business with Afghanistan and stuff like that.
And you had Marvel bankruptcy. They put all their money on Robert Downey Jr. to make this franchise happen. And you had Kevin Feige holding the fort down, bro, for Marvel. If Iron Man didn't succeed, bro, the MCU would not exist. Like hands down, like, the comics would have shut down. It would have been done. We wouldn't have these movies. We wouldn't have these characters. We wouldn't have these actors. You think about it. That's wild.
So 2008, right? So say you were born in 2008. How old are you right now?
Me? I'm 33.
I'm talking about if you was born in 2008. So
if you were born in 2008, you got it to
2008 minus 2023. You would be 15 years old right now.
Oh my god.
15 years old.
You know what's funny?
So
we were 15. No, hold up. Well, I mean, think about it. We're still teens, but we were 18 when that movie came out.
Oh, you were 18. I wasn't 18.
How was
I
it?
was
Well,
I turned
I was
18 in 2009.
well. I mean, it was either 17 or 18. I think it was. I
Oh,
think Iron
excuse
Man
me.
came
Yeah,
out.
I'm 1 year off. My math is
Yeah.
bad, but it's late. So yeah, like so
I was
yeah. Think
17 because
about it.
it came out May 1st of 2008. I'll never forget the moment that movie came out, bro. I was like, "Yo, are you serious?" Because you remember with the whole controversy with Robert Downey Jr., nobody wanted to hire him. You talk about the drug addict, the dude who was walking around butt naked, screaming, screaming that they're trying to kill him and shit. I'm like, "Oh snap! This dude, they put the line down for this dude." And yo, hands down, yo, you gotta give props to Robert Downey Jr. Yo, he killed that role, bro. You can't name anybody who could play Iron Man. Nobody could play Tony Stark. Nobody. They
I
wanted
really,
Tom Cruise to play Tony Stark.
before Iron Man came out, they could have gave that to freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I could have been like, cool. I don't even know
Said
Iron Man
Arnold
like that.
Schwarzenegger. Hell no. No, Robert Downey Jr. is the face of Tony Stark, bro. Like Chris Evans is the face of Captain America. You can't take that from them, bro. That's wild, bro.
I'm just saying,
I was
like
17 when that movie came out.
it's been a long time. Now think about it. Any child, so 2008. So a child will have to be at least, I'll probably say about 7 or 8 for them to actually have a good memory of watching these movies. Like you had to damn near had to be an adult for you to remember every
Everything.
single freaking movie. So I feel like at this point we're like getting to it where we're like at a drop off where number one, it's not basic. It's not a basic thing anymore. Where simple plot, simple hero, simple villain. Now it's like more complex now.
Oh yeah, there's everything's connected now, bro. Everything's connected. Like when somebody does something, it brings somebody else in, and then the villain is like another like is like related to another person, and then another person is like introduced and it introduces another person. It's like yo, it's a whole new world, bro. It's like Marvel, but GTA. You know what I'm trying to say? You know how like GTA 5 the map is huge? Like
Mm-hmm.
you just have characters all over the place in New York, bro. It's not even just New York. You got Jersey, you got California, Miami. Like they're all over the place, bro. They're not just in certain parts of the world. They're not just in New York. Like that's where it all started was New York, and then they branched out. You got the West Coast Avengers. You got Punisher, Daredevil, Elektra. Like I mean, they're all over the place.
Right. So we're I'm losing track of phases. What phase are we in?
5.
Phase 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what time it is?
What's that? What time
We
is it?
gotta rate. We gotta rate the Phase 5 movies thus far again.
All right, bet. Let's do it.
Hold on. Let me pull the movies up uh just for the sake of argument. Movies.
All right. These 5 movies. It should be interesting.
Oh yeah. This is dead. I got this. I definitely got
All right.
this.
All right.
So what I have currently right now on my screen. All right, correct me. All right, correct me if I'm
Okay.
wrong, but I got for Phase 5. I have Quantumania,
Mm-hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3,
Okay.
Wakanda Forever,
Yep.
Black Widow, Spider-Man No Way Home, Eternals, and
Spider-Man,
Shang-Chi.
yes. Shang-Chi and
And
Black Widow is phase 4. So you
Black
got
Widow's Phase
Quantumania,
4.
Volume 3, No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and then Wakanda Forever. And Multiverse of Madness.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you do the honors on this one.
Damn, oh wow, this is okay. You gotta It's still technically a Sony movie. It's not technically an MCU. You gotta go. You gotta go with No Way Home first. You got to. That's the first one. Then
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Oh, this is hard because this is between my top three. Two of them I don't know who to put in third place. Wakanda Forever or Quantumania. Because I love the villains in both of them. Who's more of a badass? I gotta give it to my man Namor. Okay, I gotta put Wakanda Forever and then I gotta put Quantumania. I'm sorry, Jonathan Majors, yo.
Oh, goodness gracious. I cannot believe this.
And then my last one, I would have to put Eternals. I like the Eternals. Shang-Chi I didn't really care for. And Guardians, it was alright.
Okay. I'm going from 5. I'm going from 5 to 1. All right. So it's going Shang-Chi. I know when we did this list in the past that we kept forgetting about Shang-Chi. 4 is going to be Eternals. 3 is going to be this movie, The Marvels. 2. Quantumania. Quantumania is going to be 2. And then number 1 is going to be Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay. I'll give you that. Okay.
I cannot get behind. I cannot get behind Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
That movie was incredible, yo.
Oh my, the crazy part was Namor made the movie, but it was just too much for me. And I told you, can't call me sexist now because the Marvels is in my top 5 for Phase 5.
I did like this movie though. Worst movies though at Phase 5. Thor: Love and Thunder. That was the worst. That was horrible.
I got 3. And I'm gonna start from 1, 2, 3. Wakanda Forever. Thor: Love and Thunder. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say it. Of course. Guardians 3 was the worst, bro. Like, it wasn't that great. It was a good movie, but it wasn't like what I expected.
It's just been no, I take that back. Scratch that. Doctor Strange.
What? You're tripping.
Doctor Strange. It was definitely an underwhelming movie for me.
What?
Where
stop playing with me right now.
I'm just saying, we sitting down, we're watching the trailer, and we're like, oh, bet we about to have X-Men in here. We about to have Patrick Stewart come back as Professor Xavier. Like, it's about to be a wrap. Like, we about to might see some X-Men up in this joint. Like we are so much looking forward to this movie, and the movie itself was so deceiving where it didn't even need to be. It shouldn't have been called Doctor Strange. It should have been called Scarlet Witch Battling Within. That's what they should have called it. And then featuring Doctor Strange.
Yo, that movie was incredible, bro. There was nothing wrong with the movie. Yo, Wanda was crazy. Yo, she was the villain of the whole movie. And then you got to see.
It was a movie about her, though. It was a movie about her.
Yeah, but okay. It was really more of a Doctor Strange movie. Think about it. If you think about it, he creates incursions, bruh. And Scarlet happened to create an incursion, but through Doctor Strange. if Doctor Strange didn't stop American Chavez from entering to the MCU, the 616, the incursion would have never happened. Which is funny because it was Wanda who actually sent out that monster to bring American Chavez so she could absorb her power.
True.
And then you wouldn't have seen the massacre she did to the Illuminati. Bro, I've never seen in an MCU movie somebody get murked that bad.
It still should have just been a Scarlet Witch movie featuring Doctor Strange, because it was more about Scarlet Witch getting. She really was battling with herself as far as what she wanted, and she did, and she was being extremely selfish about it. And then by her seeing an alternate reality of herself, seeing and and the kids that she imagined, like, humanized her and made her feel like, damn, I'm a monster.
The whole premise of the movie is wanting something so bad that you can't accept that you can't have it. It was a movie about love, bro. First of all, you have Wanda. Wanda had kids in every universe but the main timeline, the 616. Doctor Strange wanted what's her name? The nurse. Oh my god. What's her name? His girlfriend. And
Jane,
he couldn't.
I keep about to call her Jane. Oh man.
What's her name? You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Rachel, right? No. Christine. Sorry, it's Christine. I'm thinking of her actress name. He wanted Christine so bad in every timeline, bro. He could never fall in love with her. He can never have Christine, bro. He tried to break that, and it drove him crazy, which causes incursions, which caused the destructions of one or both universes. Bro, think about it. He could never fall in love with the girl he wants to fall in love with. In none of the universes, in any of the timeline, he could never fall in love with Christine. That's wild. And Wanda, you had one version of Wanda who could never have kids. And she wanted to be a mom. How far were you willing to go for the person you truly love so you could be happy? That was the moral of the story, bruh. Like, nobody's perfect in the MCU.
True.
So that's a wild concept.
So since we was on the alternate realities thing, let's get to this post-credit scene, because we get to the end of the movie where Monica Rambeau has to sacrifice herself to close up the portal to another reality. Excuse me, another universe, and she ends up closing it up with her newfound powers that she received through both the bangles that they got from Darban, and now she's able to close the portal, and we just assume that she's dead, but then she ends up waking up in a hospital bed in an alternate universe, and she sees her mom, but it's not really her mom. It's a different person from an alternate universe, and she is a superhero, which I'm pretty sure you're about to tell me exactly what superhero she is supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm assuming she might be Photon in this universe.
It was Photon. Yes, she's Photon.
I mean, there was another name they gave her, but I can't remember at the top of my head right now. But I believe it was Photon.
Yeah, I think it was Photon. So we see her. Okay, cool. Hi, mom. Who are you? I don't know you, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you hear your homeboy, his voice, and I didn't recognize it at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see the blue man walk in, well, the blue animal thing walk in, and I'm like, oh, that's Beast. Oh, that's X-Men. Oh, what universe are you in? So then I was just like, Oh, okay. I see where we're going with this. Now, I see where we're going with this, but I don't see where we're going with this. Where it's like, where does this thing like become full circle? Where Monica finds her way back to her universe, and then we bring the X-Men with us. Any theories on that?
My theory is that I think Monica is in the Fox universe. That's my assumption of it. I think she's in the Fox universe, but I think they tweaked it a little bit because remember in the Fox universe there was no other superheroes but the X-Men. But maybe we don't know. Time has changed. Superheroes are there are more superheroes out there. You know, this is Marvel. You can make anything you want. I think she's in the main Fox universe. It could probably even be after what's it called? Uh what was it called? A movie when Logan went back to the future, Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
It could be in that timeline. And it could be Photon or it could be Captain Marvel, but she has the Bengals right now. But in this universe, Monica never existed. So Maria never had a kid. That's why she doesn't recognize Monica from the get-go, which is wild. But also think about it like this too. Darban created an incursion and Monica's stuck in another universe. She's not supposed to be there. So she's basically continuing the incursion, which I think everything's gonna be all connected. I think at the end they're gonna do a battle roll thing where all the universes, all the timelines, and all the multiverse become one timeline, and then everything.
We're leading up to the whole
Secret Wars
thing.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is how they're going to not a soft I would call it a soft reboot, where you have old actors switching out with new actors, and we'll have the characters come back, but they'll be played by different people. And this is how you explain how you have X-Men, Inhumans, Eternals, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Punisher. All these people are going to be just connected, and it's just all one big universe. And there's no more such thing as alternate timelines and stuff like that. Because you kind of think about it, for a normal person who doesn't understand or read comics or comprehend, because it is a lot. You think about with the timeline and the multiverse and the future, how you can't change the past and change your future at the same time. You just create an alternate timeline from the place you last left off in the past. It's a lot like to comprehend. So they're just gonna make it easier for people, the audience, and be like, oh, so we got like 40 movies right now. And I know for the younger audience or people who want to start getting into Marvel movies, we're just going to make it easy for you. We're just going to reboot the universe. And you really don't need to watch the other ones. So you can watch it from here. It'll be like 41. The 41th movie would be like the new universe. And you can watch it from there till God knows when. And also, I feel like this is a way for them to take all the legendary actors and finally give them a proper ending, like Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans. Who knows? You could bring back Robert Downey Jr. That's what I'm hearing. The speculation is that they're bringing him back. I mean, anything is possible at this point.
Makes sense.
Because there's a lot of stuff that are just, there's a lot of loopholes and there's a lot of plot holes. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you need to talk about. Like, for example, like Secret Invasion led up to the Marvels. Same thing with Miss Marvels. There's a lot of things you don't know. Like, we don't know about the Marvels people and how her people were like another civilization from another dimension who had the bands, but the bands were created by the Kree army. And then you had the Skrulls, Secret Invasion, the whole Skrull thing. People are killing Skrulls right now. Nobody talked about that, as if it never happened. And then on top of that, if the Skrulls could go to New Asgard to live freely, why didn't they just do that in Secret Invasion? If you think about it, they said there wasn't enough resources to support the Skrulls in Secret Invasion. But then they call Valkyrie, and she was like, "Yeah, just come to New Asgard. We got you." Like, it's kind of like, but people are killing the Skrulls. And what's stopping them from going to New Asgard? And if that was the case, why couldn't they just go to New Asgard in the first place?
Good point.
Then and this is a mind blower. Remember Thanos in Endgame when he went to that planet to retire after he made the snap?
Yeah.
You remember what Captain Marvel said when they went to go find him in the beginning of Endgame? There was a planet that had no civilization, that had life on it. So if you think about it, if she knew about that planet, why didn't she just take the scrolls to that planet? If it could sustain life. Plot holes. And then where is Nick Fury's wife, bruh? We didn't see her at all. I was kind of like, okay, but whatever. There's so many things that are just left untold. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't forget about that. I was like, yo, the Skrulls just went to New Asgard. That's cool. I dig that. But if they could do that, why didn't they do that at the end of Secret Invasion? And then Nick Fury and Captain Marvel would have basically kept their promise.
Then we wouldn't have Secret Invasion.
Well, you wouldn't have the Marvels.
Well, Secret Invasion first, and then the Marvels.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just me. Like, it's just kind of like there's some things that they just like they basically answered it themselves, but it was just I feel like it was lazy writing. With the whole writer's strike, I just felt like that was too easy. The Skrulls need a new planet. How about New Asgard? Okay. And then when has Valkyrie been cool with Captain Marvel?
I kind of feel like they kind of like got acquainted when they had fought Thanos on Earth. Like, hey, you ride what do they call Pegasus? A unicorn.
A unicorn.
That's cool. I'm Captain Marvel. And then, cool. But because wasn't they all at Iron Man's funeral? They could have sat down at the funeral and talked.
That's true. And then also too, like Photon in the other universe, is she a mutant?
Who?
Monica's mom, Photon, in the other universe when she woke up. Her mom, Monica's mom.
What was her name? What was her real name?
Maria.
In that universe, though.
Yeah, I believe it's Photon, but they never called her name. It could be Captain Marvel too, but it's probably Photon. It's kind of like, and it's only funny because they bring the X-Men because Ms. Marvel has an X gene in her, so she's technically a mutant.
A mutant. All right, so it's two post-credit scenes. So the other one, Kamala Khan, she goes to recruit.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. That's I don't know why I keep on wanting to call it Arrow, Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop.
They
smooth pulled a cheesy like end credit scene. She pulls a Nick Fury out on Kate Bishop and was like, "Hey, I heard you're Kate Bishop. I'm assembling a team. Would you like to join? You're in a bigger universe where there's other superheroes like you. Would you like to join? Pretty please." That was cringy as shit, bro. Kate Bishop's like, "I don't work with nobody, but hey, I'll do it." And then she asked him about Scott Lang's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Casey, right?
Yep.
He was like, "You ever heard of Casey Lang?" And she was like, "Mm-hmm." And then that's assuming that they're going to go recruit her. So you got the Young Avengers.
So we're talking about. So far, we have a team of Young Avengers that are all female. So far,
I think so. You got Kate, Kamala Khan, Cassie Lang. If you consider Thor's daughter or niece, Love. Who else?
I gotta rewatch that movie again. I haven't fully paid attention to it from beginning to end. That's how bad it was for me.
I think it's mostly girls, and then the only one you got Ironheart. What's her name? Oh my god,
From another movie that I barely paid
Wakanda.
attention to because.
What was her name? I forgot her name right now.
I know what movie you were referring to, but like I'm just saying,
she could be recruited. Then you got Wanda's kids, Speed and Wicked, I think is his name. And then there is one other person you can consider because you need a Hulk on a team, and that's Scar, son of Hulk. But we haven't even, we're not even going to talk about that. This She-Hulk was that's I don't even know where to begin with the She-Hulk.
Hey,
I loved it, but
don't
the
disrespect
ending was
my girl Tatiana Maslany.
No, just the ending was kind of like that's not even a cliffhanger. It's just a slap to the face. Like accept it. Like son of Hulk. The end.
I can't. I don't know what to tell you. It was so good from beginning until we got to
the last
that
episode.
end where it was just like, yo, like this turned into like a AA meeting to like. I don't even know what the heck happened.
It was more like an intervention for the last episode. It was kind of like, what's going on here? Like,
yeah, like it was. I'm just so freaking lost. But as we approaching this hour mark,
all right, bet.
I got this the last. This the last. You know, I gotta get you with a juicy one.
All right.
If you had to pick one of the Marvels in the lineup to go on a date with, which one you take it?
Monica.
There was a scene in the movie. It was like when they was on that planet where Captain Marvel, she married that guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Monica, she got hit into the water, and then like the very next scene, like her hair was so dry. I'm like, there's no way your hair is going to be that dry. Knowing the kind of hair that you have black folks' hair don't dry like that. It's all to be all frizzy, but beside the point. But if I was to pick, because this is very, very hard for me, because all three of them are very, very beautiful women. So
yes,
I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm going Carol. I'm going Carol.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go Carol. Like before I go to work in the morning, she can gas up my car. Gas up my car. She basically she has solar energy.
Cosmic energy, but
cosmic. So somehow we can figure out how free electricity. I'm gonna heat my food up. Like we can do so many different things. But yeah. First Marvel movie and God knows how long. We got what's coming up next? We got
that's a good question. I don't remember the top of my head right now. Let's see.
So obviously we got the Loki thing coming. Hopefully.
Supposedly the only thing we got next is Deadpool 3 and Captain America 4.
Okay. We're gonna wrap that.